Hey everyone, it's Adam here. I don't know if anyone here remembers, well, some of you might remember, that in May, Porter's come in to check things out. Hi Porter. In May, I was at the Horizons Unlimited Ontario meetup, and I had a steering damper failure. Now, it wasn't the OEM steering damper that comes in the 2018 GS Adventure. It was the Yacugar / Hyper Pro / Touratech damper. They're all the same. Failed on me. And in that video, let's do a zoom in here. I'll actually try to post a clip here of what that looked like. I've got some video clips saved on my phone. But basically, the seal had failed. So this and a lot of the bikes, like telelever wishbone thing, had oil residue on them because the oil in here had leaked out. You can even hear it if you're super quiet. Can you hear that? There's an oil valve in there. Now actually the valves themselves didn't fail. What had happened is on, I think, this side, there was sand ingress. Now, you're going to get sand in there. I mean, the seal, if it had done its job, wouldn't have allowed sand to get in there. So the outcome of this, I wanted to kind of post that for everyone that's interested in getting one of these aftermarket steering dampers. The outcome of this is that Yacugar / Hyper Pro / Touratech, they worked with Beamer Shop, Ted Porter's Beamer Shop, which is where I bought this from originally, and they did cover it under warranty, but because there was physical damage from the sand to the shaft itself, they did not cover that. So this unit, I think the initial cost was around $300, $250 for this, plus another $50 or so for the actual mount itself for the bike, the clamp. And what they did was they charged me $30 for a new shaft. So this here is the old shaft. So what they've done is they've actually marked on here where the damage is. You can see it right there. That's one thing. It's fine, but I mean, fine isn't tiny, but it does allow some ingress. When you move down the shaft here, I mean, it's all pretty much scratched up, but then you come down here and you can see this here. Now, when this damage occurred, or when the seal failure occurred, I had probably put on this damper about, I would wager about 10,000 miles on this steering damper. Always at about 80% dampened. So there's 24 clicks. So about 16 clicks is usually where I would leave it at. And that's this kind of resistance. I can't actually see how much I'm moving here, but it's a little bit, probably about 15 pound-feet, or feet, pounds. So anyway, I mean, this thing basically functions like brand new. The bulk of all the labor was covered by warranty. The seal itself was covered by the warranty, as was the valve and the oil maintenance, but the shaft itself I had to pay for. The only complaint I really have about this process was that I mailed the shaft to Beamer Shop, in like mid-June, I think, maybe at the latest, July 1st, and I just got it back last week, so first week of October. And you know, I had told Beamer Shop initially, hey, don't rush, because honestly, I just installed brand new tires. I'm not gonna take the front wheel off to install this in August, for example, because the season's almost over and my hardest riding is basically done. And they did take their time, but also they state that Yacugar took their time as well. They were really slow at reviewing the warranty claim, approving the warranty claim, comping them on the parts, reimbursing them, all that stuff. And it took forever to figure out they were going to bill me for the shaft. That wasn't even decided until like 2 weeks ago. So I'm only saying this because if you're gonna buy one of these, you're gonna know it's gonna get warranted in time. Well, in my case, they really took their sweet ass time. And then I'm gonna finally close with this and I'm gonna leave some footage of the bikes here for you guys. Just gonna leave you guys with some like bike porn here. So having ran a full year, 2018, with this steering damper on my 2017 GS Adventure, and then running basically almost a full season without it back on the OEM one, I will say around town, to and from work, no luggage, no person, just me putzing around, I really didn't miss the aftermarket damper. When did I miss it? When did I feel like, holy shit, this is a different bike? I really miss my steering damper. Every single time that a person was on the back of my bike, every time that my panniers were loaded up, and every single time I hit a pothole or was off-roading. Any time that the balance of the bike was on the rear tire, there's more weight on the rear tire than stock, the front wheel would dance just a little bit. I'm constantly managing the handlebar shake because there's more weight on that rear suspension, lighter up front, and therefore the OEM damper, which is not progressive, lets it dance a little bit. When you hit a pothole, you'd be going along, you'd hit a pothole, you'd dive into it and then pull out of it. That dance was far more pronounced with the damper. It would cut into it and cut back out to it way more than you'd expect. And finally, off-roading. You got baby heads. When you really want to crank up the damping a little bit to keep the baby heads more under control, you want some play, but not a lot. Again, you're at the beck and call of a non-progressive, very loose damper. The pre-2014 GS bikes didn't have steering dampers. They do now. I would say that and the F750 over here also has a damper, it's something that you need to have, especially these big ass bikes. But the fact that there's no adjustability is certainly kind of sucks. So here's what I would say: if you do a lot of touring, 2-up or with luggage, get this. Don't wait, just buy it. I'm not joking with you. Buy it. I very rarely, you guys know my R1200GS videos. I'm incredibly conservative about recommending things. I always say to people, you might like it. This is good, this is bad. Touratech sucks, yada, yada, yada. But with this steering damper, I unequivocally can say that anyone that is going to be off-road, 2-up, needing that to reduce that front wheel shimmy that you get when there's a lot of weight on the back tire, this is going to change your world. I promise you that. The first time you get it on and crank it up past 12, you're gonna feel so much more stable on the road. It is insane. I'm serious, it's insane. Now, when you're doing a track day, the bike's completely stripped down. You want to go down to damping, 10, 8, 6, and allow for that really easy dive in, which is minimal inputs on the handlebars. It can also do that. So you've got this awesome control of like full dive in, knee down on the track, all the way up to, hey, can you keep a straight line, please? Even though I have 200 pounds of shit behind me, it does that. And I think this thing is awesome. And despite the long warranty process, every time that I'm loaded up, I miss it. And there's no other modification on the bike, none, zero, that when I don't have it, I think about it. Like, okay, it sucks not having the really bright LED headlights. Okay, it sucks not having the great turn signals. Okay, the tank bag was nice, or these heated grips are nice, or the hand guards are nice, the crash bars are nice. But if you don't have them, you just compensate by doing it a little bit differently, or you kind of put up with it, but you don't miss it. It's not like a great relationship. But this thing is like this awesome relationship, and as soon as she was gone from my life, every day I wake up thinking about her. And that's what the steering damper is. And so, again, I paid full price for this. I paid for the shaft from Beamer Shop. I did get kind of a warranty. No one told me to make this video, but I love this thing. And don't buy it from Touratech. Buy it from Beamer Shop. and they'll take care of you, and they'll get you what you need. You're going to love this thing. Just buy it. All right, guys, ride safe, and let's check out the new picture. I got that from work. So I work at TomTom, and we had this in the office, and it's I think it's a 2015 R1200GS with our TomTom rider in there. This is a product shot that we had in our office, and as soon as I saw it on the floor one day, I'm like, "What are you doing there? We're throwing it out. We're changing the pictures on the wall." I'm like, "I want it." Isn't that cool? All right, guys, ride safe, and seriously, go steering damper. They're awesome.